Hey guys, another one of the videos on the street rod. I didn't have much time to work on it today. As you can see, I moved it from the center of the room off to the side. I did that yesterday when I cleaned up all of my tools and everything from playing with the toy in order to get us ready to actually start metal fabrication again here the day after Labor Day. But after fairly stressful day at shop, I decided to put in an hour on this thing, finishing to cut out some more of the structure out of the car. So I managed to get the rear structure pan for the rear axle out of it. I'm actually fairly impressed with some of the metal that's in there that bonds that to the rocker panels and to the structure. Some of that put up quite a fight, even with my Lennox blades that I run with the Sawzall. So I run usually DeWalt, Irwin, Milwaukee, or Lennox blades. If you really want to spend the money, those Lennox blades are amazing, but those things are like $6 or $8 per blade. But they will cut through a car like this like nobody's business. But it actually got hot enough to knock some teeth off of that blade on some of the steel on this. So I was surprised to find steel that was that structural in here still. But I also gave some of these cheap Amazon wheels a try. These are the Sally. I think these things are $38 for 100 discs. And normally I don't buy cheap discs, but since I'm really blazing through the things on this, I decided to give those a try. And they cut really fast, but they also make a mess. They throw debris everywhere. So I'm impressed with how well they cut. They don't seem to chip or hop too bad, but they do wear quick. Even on the thin metal on this, I'm maybe getting, I don't know, 2 feet of cut. And I'm wiping through a disc, whereas the good quality ones that I use, the Stant and some of those, you'll get 6, 8 feet of, or maybe even 10 feet of cut with those. But these cut well, but they do throw a lot of debris and they burn up quick. But you'll notice in one of my earlier videos I was talking about, before you start cutting the car up, you always want to weld in cross structure and that. And you'll notice I have no cross structure in here. Because I was short on time and that, I decided to just cut it up without the structure. And I'm not too worried if this moves because I'm going to build my frame super square and then drop this body onto it. So since I'm not new to this, it's not as big of a deal to me if this moves around a bit. I can square it up as I build it. But one of the things that does occur if you don't put in that structure, you'll notice this dimple in the side of the quarter panel here. So because when I cut that structure out of the back of there, the tension on the sheet metal moved, I've got a dimple in my quarter panel. Now I plan to cut the hell out of these quarter panels anyways in order to put my dually rear axle under the rear. But if your plan was to maintain the body in really good shape and not have it obvious that you had done work to it, that just got violated because I didn't put those crossbars in there or weld in any cross structure. And it's very possible that this body came out of diamond when I cut that out as well. So like I say, I'm not worried about that because the way I'm building this car, the thing's going to move all over the place until I get it welded to my subframe. But if you were worried about that or trying to restore the car, and that's why you're taking it apart, make sure you weld in those crossbars and structure to make sure it doesn't move on you. It'll save you a lot of hassle later. But we're getting down to the basics. I need to take out the rear trunk pan still and clean up some of this outside structure. And then we're getting real close to the point where I can start building the rest of the frame for it. And then once my wheel tubs get here, I can cut in the wheel tubs on the back of this and it can start going back together. So we're almost down to the point where I can start reassembling this. I'm running out of car. One of the last times that, well, I shouldn't say one of the last times, but 25 years ago, I went to take apart a 62 Olds Cutlass convertible, and my goal was to cut all the rust off the car, and I ended up with a windshield and a firewall leaning against one wall and a set of quarter panels against the other wall. There wasn't much car left. That one got a little in-depth, but This one is going to be just about as in-depth, but I know way better what I'm doing with 30 years more experience, and probably should have run screaming and just drank beer instead, but it should be entertaining to get this thing on the road. Right now what I've got is a chair sitting on the floor so I can go vroom vroom. Yay, I'm excited. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm very tired, very rambling, and I think I'm going to go take a shower and fall over so that I can get to my very relaxing day of work tomorrow. Yeah, right. If you need plows, give us a call. I'd love to sell a snowplow. I like playing with toys, but I like money better. I'd rather that this thing goes and hibernates in the warehouse and I build plows for you guys because that's what pays our bills. But thank you for watching.